Mayor Mikolaychuk.
Here.
Council President Carnahan.
Here.
Councilman Carnes.
Here.
Councilman DeCino.
Here.
Councilman Doty.
Here.
Councilman Quinn.
Here.
Councilman Rex is absent. Administrator LaPlace.
Here.
And Attorney Corsini.
Here. Okay, before we get started here, I would like to amend the agenda to include in Resolution 195, 2024, the Fire Department report. We're going to add Israel Castillo and Brian Marsh as new members of the Middlesex Fire Department, and also to amend Resolution 205, 2024, to change the effective date of the resignation of Mackenzie Meixner until July 26th. Do I do it right now? Motion?
Motion, yeah.
Motion?
Motion.
Second? Roll call, please.
Council President Carnahan.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Yes.
Councilman DeCino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
Okay, we have a presentation tonight. After a short 40-year stint, Mr. Grimm, come on up. Come on, Michael. It's our honor to have you here tonight, really. It's, this is what the pillars are intended for, and, 40 years keeping the pool running, so we've seen it go a lot of different ways. You've been a pillar. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, whereas the governing body of the Borough of Middlesex recognizes that in order for a community to thrive and succeed, they must rely on the service, commitment, and passion of others. And whereas it is in the spirit that Mayor Mikolaychuk would like to honor and recognize individuals throughout the community whom have made exceptional contributions to the Borough of Middlesex as pillars of our community. And whereas Jim Grimm and his family have been active members of the Middlesex Community Swim Pool since 1970, when his parents were one of the first members to join, and he became a lively member to the swim team. And whereas in 1984, Jim Grimm started his employment endeavor with the swim pool when he was hired as a lifeguard. And whereas in the late 1980s, Jim Grimm was promoted to assistant manager. And whereas after the retirement of Bill Legal in 2003, Jim Grimm was recognized for his strong work ethic and commitment to the success of the swim pool when he was hired as the manager. And whereas during his tenure with the pool, he oversaw many projects, some of which included the design of the current filter system with the aid of Bill Legal, the removal of 3-meter diving board, the expansion of the original kids pool, the installation of one of the first municipal pool water slides, and the resurfacing of the slide. And whereas Jim Grimm directed the resurfacing of the main pool with Diamond Bright, a material which alleviated the need to repaint the pool each spring, thus eliminating countless redundant man-hours. And whereas in more recent years, Jim Grimm designed the new lap pool, current kids pool, and the new decks for the entire facility after the acquisition of the old tennis court property. And whereas in an effort to preserve the integrity and quality of the pool, Jim Grimm has ensured that almost all of the maintenance for the swim pool is done by himself and other members of the pool staff, rarely using outside help. And whereas Jim Grimm throughout his career has demonstrated praiseworthy service and commitment to the borough and residents by being an irreplaceable asset to the community. And now, therefore, Jack Mikolaychuk, Mayor of the Borough of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, along with the Middlesex Borough Council, and on behalf of the residents of Middlesex, wish to thank Jim Grimm for all of his dedication, sacrifice, and labor to our community. In witness whereof, I hereby set my hand and seal the Borough of Middlesex to be affixed this 23rd day of July, 2024.
Need 2 hands for this.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you. Get your family up here for a few shots?
Sure. Well, they're the ones behind all this, not me.
Come on, guys, come on up.
Say something, you want to say something?
Oh, you say a few words?
Let me say something first here. I'd like to thank the mayor and council for recognizing all the work that I've done. However, sitting in the audience here is the current pool commission and all the other pool commissioners that before this. Without them, it's not possible, this job. For those of you who don't know, we actually do have a pool in this town. Okay, it's the biggest health secret in Middlesex. It's beautiful, so come on down if you have never been there. Come join the pool, have a great time. I also want to thank my predecessor, Bill Weigel, for teaching me everything that was there about aquatics and aquatic safety. He, along with my father, gave me the work ethic to survive 41 years this year of working at the pool. If it weren't for my wife and my 2 children, my one son is in Georgia, but there would be no pool. They've given up so many hours, so many events, because I had something to do for the pool. I did it because of passion. Okay, it's wonderful, and I just can't thank everybody enough. So let's see the next 40 years bring. Thank you again.
Pictures up here.
We'll have to Photoshop my son, and he's in basic training down in Georgia right now. This is, by the way, those of you who don't know, many people have asked my wife, he's never home. Aren't you afraid he has a mistress? And the mistress is the pool. And you can hold that. You can hold this down. Thank you. All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank
You know, guys, Jim Grimm is exactly what the purpose of the Pillars of Middlesex is all about. These are people that are just unsung and just go and do and keep us going. Can't thank you enough.
I thank you guys. It's been wonderful.
All right. For you guys that are here just for the Pillars, if you want to stay for the whole meeting, I'll give you this is your big chance to sneak out. All right. Mayor Emeritus, you want to get in there, John?
I just want to say, so many years, I got to tell you, innovation and creativity, that's his middle name. I'm going to just share a quick story. He came to me one time, I don't know, pre-Civil War, and he said, I have to get a portable pump going. I don't have the money. I don't know what to do. So what did he do? He went down to, he got an old piece of a lawnmower base, and he found a pump, and he retrofitted the pump. I mean, that's a wonderful, brilliant strategy, saving the town and the pool commission a lot of money. So, kudos.
Thank you, John.
I just welcome this man. Trust me.
Great job, Dad. Great job.
I wonder sometimes, so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Alrighty, everyone adjusted here, we're all good to go. We have no appointments tonight, we have some ordinances for introduction.
Okay, we have ordinance number 2129-24, an ordinance amending Chapter 272 Massage and Bodywork Therapy Establishments of the Municipal Code of the Borough of Middlesex to clarify certain provisions thereof.
I'd like a motion.
Motion, Mayor.
Second? Okay.
Here it is. 27. Okay, and the roll call. Council President Conahan?
Yes.
Councilman Corns?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino? Yes. Councilman Doty? Councilman
Kevin.
Doty? Kevin Doty?
Yes.
Councilman Doty? Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, the hearing is 27.
All right, the hearing will be August 27th. Next one.
We have ordinance number 2130-24, an ordinance amending Chapter 395 of the Municipal Code titled Trees.
Like a motion.
Motion.
Second? Okay.
Okay. Council President Conahan?
Yes.
Councilman Corns?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
All right. On a roll. Third one.
Ordinance number 2131-24, an ordinance amending Section 168-2 construction fees of Chapter 168 Construction Codes Uniform of the municipal code of the Borough of Middlesex to waive fees associated with construction projects for 100% disabled veterans.
Motion.
Second.
All right, roll call.
Council President Conaghan.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Yes.
Councilman DeCino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, ordinances for public hearing and final adoption. I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing.
Not yet, I have to read it.
Oh, you have to
Okay,
read it.
it's
Go to
ordinance number
read it.
2127-24, an ordinance rezoning Block 306, Lot 17 from municipal to R50 zoning.
All right, now I'd like a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, the public hearing is now open. If anyone wants to speak, come up to the microphone, name and address, please.
Just push-
Thank you, ma'am.
I've never been to one of these meetings, so thank you.
name and address.
My name is Susan Carroll, my husband Paul's Carroll, and I live at 568 West Harding Avenue, which is directly across the street from what we understand a proposed lot is going to be built on, and that's correct. So our questions are we still having after the games, practices, and whatnot, and how is that going to affect basically parking that everybody uses that lot?
At this point, I don't think it should affect anything. Michael?
The park across the street will still be in work used as it is today. Parking will be as it's always been on the street, in the public right-of-way. That lot was never approved as a parking lot. It is in the parking lot officially. And in that zone, the only permitted use for property is single-family residential. So technically, using that corner lot as a parking lot, that's not a permitted principal use under the zoning code.
And I respect that answer, but technically, if anybody was to go by when these games are being held, that lot is being used for parking all the time. And it's along the perimeter of the park, it's along the street on West Pershing, it's along Madison, and some of these parents don't have respect for their children that are darting out in front of cars, and building on that lot is just going to make it worse.
Well, we will work with the community to try to make the streets as safe as possible. The bottom line is that corner lot was never approved for parking. It's never been designed for parking to be safely entered and left, by cars. It was never built for that. Second thing is it's not on the state register of open space. The inventory of open space that each town has to enter park land into for the state of New Jersey does not list that corner property on what's called the ROSI, R-O-S-I, which is a register of open space. So for lots of reasons, it's not officially parkland, it's not officially a parking lot. You could argue it's an unsafe situation right now because it's never been designed or regulated for anything other than open space.
You're right about that. It's not safe now, and but when you take away that ability for people, there's nobody that monitors that people cannot park there.
Well, we'll have to do a better job of that, and I promise you we'll keep an eye on that. There's other situations where people are parking on sections of the park that they shouldn't be parking on. We want to take a look at that as well. There's plenty of street frontage that people can park along the street for those activities. So we'll be looking at that to try to make that work better for the neighborhood.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I respect what you just said, sir.
One second. Just name and address.
Oh, Claudia Patel, 568 West Pershing Avenue.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, and maybe it is necessary to get some homes there or whatever, for whatever reason. You are not going to fix that parking over there. There is no parking. Everything in that street is so narrow that anybody walking across that with cars on both sides is going to be in danger. I've seen someone get killed on the corner of West Pershing and Harris by the church due to darkness of streets. These are even darker at night. So if there's no plan for that,
the safety of the people in that area, then where do we go from there when something does happen and there's already something built there? Because I think that the process should be both considered as one shot, not one after the other, and then something happens and nobody's held accountable for that. You're building homes, fine, people are going to buy homes, 2 lousy homes, and you're taking away an area. Our kids grew up playing in that little corner lot. He's got 2 children who will play in that corner lot. There's another neighbor up the block who's got children who will play in that corner lot. You're taking away more than just a small piece of lot in an area that's already congested with traffic that comes from Lincoln Boulevard, from Mountain Avenue, from Harris Avenue. And if you saw some of the way these kids, the younger generation, even older folks drive through that street, it's scary. Mr. Decino knows. He's friends with our neighbor. I know Mr. Decino for a long time myself. It's going to get a lot worse. I don't think that there is anything that you can absolutely do to correct any kind of traffic that's going to create when you have more cars parked in the street because that lot is not open.
Well, a couple of things you brought up. First of all, it's been proven, my background is as a planner, and I can tell you that it's been proven by many studies and many traffic organizations throughout the country that when cars are parked parallel on a street, it usually slows traffic down because the driveway lanes are narrow. You cannot know, but I'm just sharing the information that I have. The second thing is we share your concern about safety. I can tell you that when this lot, when it's sold and a developer subdivides it into two lots for 2 single-family homes, it'll go before the Joint Land Use Board, and they're going to be very concerned about safety. They always are. So these issues will be addressed. They will not be ignored.
Well, I
mean, you've got a member of
Councilman Decino.
Joint Land Use Board right here tonight, and I'm sure he's as concerned about it as you are. Also, you happen to have the police chief here, who is very concerned about safety.
I know Mr. Gay.
So he's heard you tonight, and we'll factor that in. I think we can make a situation as it exists today, we can make it better.
Okay. Our biggest concern is when you put cars parallel parked there, because people don't pay attention to the side of the park where people just park on the dirt and by the fences, and you're going to narrow that road down. And I don't care how slow people go. If you were there for as long as we've been there for 26 years, if you see how cars go up and down that road, it is a big concern.
Certainly, I understand that, but that's the current situation. I've just told you, we're going to work together to make it safe.
I just want to make sure that there's a plan for after the fact, and that nobody winds up getting hurt due to the traffic going down there, then it's being readdressed.
The good news, too, is that you're within 200 feet of the property, so you will be noticed. Well, actually, no, because that will be a permitted use. But what we'll do is we'll let the neighborhood know when it's before the Joint Land Use Board, because that way you can come to the meeting and share your concerns.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the time. All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll do a crosswalk.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi, Gregory Alfano, 567 West Pershing. I think my fellow neighbors here kind of put it very well. A few questions before I just give a few thoughts. So it looks like, or it sounds like it would be 2 properties, 2 small home properties on that lot?
In that zone, under the current zoning regulations for creating new lots, the size, based on what's there now, it would accommodate 2 conforming building lots based on the current zoning.
Okay,
Well, on the proposed zoning, which is the zoning for the whole block around it, and blocks across the street. The whole area is R50, single family.
and that would face Pershing or face Madison Coast Homes?
We wouldn't know
That's
yet.
to be determined. I don't think the council has...
That'll depend on whatever plan they bring forward at that point, and then it becomes reviewed. Whoever buys it and builds.
I know the 2 lots that are across on the other corner, they face the park, am I correct? The 2 lots
Yes.
They say schematic.
Correct.
So if there was a preference for that, we could certainly communicate that to the joint land use board and the council if they wanted to.
Okay. So yeah, echoing some of the same thoughts. You know, their children are grown, they're still around. I have a 2.5-year-old son. Our neighbor across the street, they have 3, and it's already sort of, you know, concerning already with the speed at which cars drive by. You also mentioned the lot or the makeup lot that people are parking on Cook on that strip of grass. Maybe that could be turned into, be striped for parking. Other than that, I think as it stands, it's already a not great situation.
All right, thank you. Well, just, one last comment, though, is that the chief of police is here. He is very attuned to traffic issues, and I'm sure he's going to put some time and effort into researching the area, and just because, irregardless of whether people build or don't build or whatever, if people are breaking the law and they're not following the traffic rules, that's exactly what they're there for. All right, thank you. Okay, anyone else? All right, seeing no one else, I'd like to have a motion to close.
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
All right, any discussion? At this point, we're pretty discussed out, so, go on.
Mayor? Can I ask a question?
Here.
It sounds like there's some interest in the neighborhood that the lot should face Madison. Could the council make that, just ask the land use board to consider that? Or maybe it's just Mr. Casino taking that back to the land use board?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I just wanted to not miss that opportunity.
And also, Bobby, maybe curbing along Madison with the crosswalk,
oh yeah, of course.
which would be new for that.
Yeah.
If somebody does come in, you'll see it, you can add that, and I'm sure.
I mean, there's no curbing on the rest of the block, but
Yeah, because right now, there's nothing.
there's nothing there.
There's
We
nothing.
could do curbs, and we could even do bump out curbs and crosswalks to make it safer to cross into the park across the street.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Michael?
No,
You
thank
good?
you.
All right. Roll call, please.
Okay, Council President Conaghan.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Yes.
Councilman DeCina.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
All right, motion passed. Okay, adoption of minutes. Approval.
Okay, we have approval of the June 25th, 2024 regular and executive meeting minutes.
Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we're moving to the mayor's report right here. Hang on one second. I gotta get my notes. All right. All right, coming up, my report for tonight is congratulations to Grimm. The next Pillars Award will be in September. National Night Out is on the 6th. Make sure if you guys are out and about, it's one of the best attended events in town. I know that the chief and the rest of the crew have been working on it feverishly, so I would expect that as every year, it's going to be a bang-up event. All right, we had a grand opening, actually a groundbreaking today at South Avenue for straight-edge striping. That's actually the building that they're proposing to put over there. That's down on South Ave. All right. It was a nice ceremony, I heard, because the Mayor Emeritus helped me out today. Thank you very much. All right. Tomorrow at Morgar for a MASA presentation, which is at the school, Michael and Jeremiah are going to actually be talking to the students, so I think that should be a good day for them. It's all part of their Morgar summer program, so they'll be there for an hour tomorrow. All right. We also had another grand opening. The Blue Jay Cafe opened up. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to get over there yet. They've done a really nice job cleaning it up. It wasn't messy to start with, but it's even better right now. The food is excellent. I think that's going to be one of the little stops on the way for sure. Okay, tonight we're just throw a quick one out there. We are going to table one one of the resolutions, 196/2024, that's for the parking lot. That's because we have other financing details we got to work out, so it's not quite there. And last but certainly not least, because she's been around for a really long time, and it's a loss to some of the old guard here at Middlesex. Minx McLeod, I don't know if you guys are familiar with her. She passed away yesterday. You know, just so you know, she was pretty vocal over the years, and it's a shame. She was a real nice lady. And that's all I have for my report. All right, let's move on. Council President Conahan.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Congratulations again to Jim. I thought it was a nice showing. Some updates from our library. Summer reading attendance is back to pre-COVID levels. The library has new front doors. They're being installed early to mid-August. Some of the original windows will be getting resealed because of leaks. Blinds and shades were just installed in the new history room, and furniture will soon be moved in and set up. Unfortunately, on July, I think it was the 5th, after heavy rain the night prior, the older HVAC unit, there's 2 up there, did not drain correctly, retained lots of rainwater, and leaked through the roof into the library. Damages included like carpeting, ceiling, parts of the ceiling, paint, light fixtures, and 217 books were damaged, and the books were worth almost $4,100. I know Michael, along with DPW, has coordinated the cleanup, and I think repairs started.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations to Nicole and Patrick, who opened the Blue Jay Cafe. Please visit and add to the Victor the Rock Snake. It's along the walkway down in Victor Crowell Park. Our annual 9/11 ceremony is again in Victor Crowell Park on Wednesday, September 11th at 7 p.m. Also, our annual free rabies clinic for both dogs and cats, it's free. It's November 2nd, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. It's 2 hours over at DPW Garage. I also want to thank Veolia, a business on Bacon Avenue. They've been very, very good to the borough for a long, long time, and they donated a pallet of water to our fire department. Lastly, I also want to congratulate our fire department for recruiting 2 new firefighters this year, Israel and Brian, and they are both out of Parker Firehouse. And I think Kevin may know better than me, that's either 4 or 5 for the year.
I think it's up 4 now.
4 for the year, and we haven't had that in 8, 9, 10 years. Long time. So that's it, Mayor.
Okay, moving down. Councilman Carnes.
No, just like you said, Mayor, we're going to go speak to the kids. Civic engagement's amazing. I just saw your email response with the administrator, so that's exciting. You can be there as well. The kids need to know what's going on here, so they can grow up understanding this government. That's pretty much it.
All right, you guys can tag team.
It's going to be beautiful.
All right, Councilman DeCino.
Yes, Mayor, I was away for the JLUB and environmental. I came back, I spoke with Lenny this week briefly. He told me that they have been cleaning all catch basins. They will go through the town once again. All catch basins will be cleaned. That's what we do yearly. Also, he's spoke with the chief, and he's on board to start cleaning up the park for the 9/11 service. I'm sorry, National Night Out, so that's all.
Okay, I do have one quick question. I know, Claire, you're back there. I know you had some activity with the trees. You put up some...
We just take the wire around and prevent any more damage.
It's working? I'll tell you, they've been pesky this year all over the place, especially the deer. A lot of deer.
The trees, I can't believe how much they've grown since we planted them.
How many are you left? How many do you have?
I really count.
Rough guess.
300.
Really?
Just a lot.
Nice.
They were twigs when we put them in. They're really bushy, deep trees.
That's a great project. I'm glad you guys are being so tough about seeing that thing through. That's definitely something we needed. Thank you. Councilman Doty.
Okay, we'll start off with the police report. First thing is National Night Out on the 6th. It's more than just the police. I know that Jolene does over the top. There's going to be activities for kids. food organizations, even our volunteer organizations come out. You can figure out if one of them suits you, because we're looking for volunteers. Like Councilman just reported, 4 guys this year, but that's nothing like what they used to get. They're down into the 40s, I think, now, for members of the fire department. The same goes for rescue squad and OEM. They can use your help. That's how we'll start off. For June's report, 1,673 calls for service. So far for the year, we're halfway through, it's 11,549 for the police. They did 16 adult arrests, 329 motor vehicle summonses, radar summonses 29, motor vehicle crashes 26. I know that I marked it that there was like 350 something motor vehicle stops, so not everybody winds up with the ticket, depending on what they're doing. We get through to the Detective Bureau. For June, they have investigation report is they had a robbery, 2 simple assaults, there's 4 harassments, 1 burglary and trespassing, 2 thefts, and 1 shoplifting. Anything I missed, Chief? So I don't get yelled at by him later. Did I miss something? It's bad when he's sitting back there and I miss something. Okay, fire department we'll go to next. 44 calls in June. Okay, they had some of the highlights were motor vehicle accidents with injuries. There were 6. They went to 2 with no accidents. They're keeping pretty good track of this for the alarm system activations, no fire, unintentional too, just, I guess, that they responded to. There's been 82 of those so far for this year, which is quite a lot for them to volunteer organization to go whizzing out there for nothing. The chief also wanted me to pass along a couple things. June 14th, West 2nd Street, everybody knows the fire that was down there. They responded, they found 2 houses, 836 and 832, were both on fire when they got there. They had a total, they had 3 department chiefs. The chiefs arrived within a minute of each other, confirmed it was out of both structures, and requested a second alarm for manpower. So they got some help over there. Apparently it was cooking pretty good. June 26th, Treetop Road, a tree fell through a roof during a strong thunderstorm. They went over there, made sure everybody was okay, notified the building department. They went over and everything, everybody was good, and I guess the building department said they could stay in it. They just had to give repairs. Boundbrook Road and Marshall Place on June 16th. They overturned motor vehicles they had, 200 block of First Street, occupants from, there was 3 incidents total, were able to free themselves and before they got there, so everybody came out of that okay. The fire department attended Community Day on July 8th, and they helped the county fire marshal's office with a sprinkler demonstration and performed a vehicle extrication for the public and responded to 2 different towns for reported fires. So they were back up for a couple other people and did all that on our day. I'd also like to wish the chief a speedy recovery. Went in for nothing major, but surgery, so he's kind of out of commission right now. If somebody is looking for a fire chief right now, not going to find him. Last thing, court. Seem to get all these at the same time there.
It's always the way.
Okay, for June 24, total tickets issued, 331. 21 parking violations, 310 moving. Total complaint activity, 10 criminal complaints, 8 ordinances, 22 zoning. They had 4 sessions, 2 in person, 2 virtual, 293 defendants, 105 cases were deposed during court. Total assessed fine, $41,332.96. Borough's portion, $20,923.43. That's all I have.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Easy month for you. All right. Councilman Quinn.
Okay, so first off, thank you for mentioning the rabies clinic. Secondly, right now, the Board of Health is getting close to voting on the contract that should have from their next meeting what they want to do as a recommendation to the mayor and council. So
That's a
finally
biggie.
getting to the end of the tunnel
That's a good one.
with Somerset.
Somerset. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. All right, and Councilman Quinn, Councilman Rex is not here. Administrators report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Summer activities by various departments are underway throughout the borough. These include recreational and senior citizen programs, as well as park improvements and regular maintenance. Tax bills are going out this week, and rental property registration fees are being collected. It's a busy time here. As the council president mentioned earlier, the library, the history room in the library is moving forward nicely. Our director, Chrissy George, reports that the progress is being made in getting the collection ready. The Department of Public Works assembled all the new display furniture and painted the rooms. The window shades were installed last week, and staff is working on scanning materials for the new online database that will be part of the history. The volunteer group that's also working on this project is scheduled to meet in mid-August, and they'll start putting the room together. We hope to have an unveiling for the public this fall, early this fall. The mayor noted that earlier today there was a groundbreaking ceremony for the new straight-edge striping facility, which will be located at 700 South Avenue. I want to also thank Mayor Emeritus Madden for being there. He gave a nice presentation and gave some comments, which I know that the straight-edge folks were really appreciative of. They're happy to be in Middlesex. When completed, it'll be a beautiful new addition to this major gateway into the borough on South Avenue. Introduced on June 11th and subject of a hearing earlier this evening was the rezoning of surplus municipal property, that corner property, which is Block 306, Block 17. The borough intends to rezone the underutilized site from municipal, which is its current zoning, to R50, one-family residential, in order to sell the land for residential development. And what we see is two houses being built on what will be subdivided into two lots. Council resolutions on the agenda this evening include the authorization to submit a state transportation grant application, the approval of promotions and salary increases for police officers Joseph Santola and Joshua Pham, and the hiring of a new administrative assistant, Desiree Ramirez, for the Office of Senior and Disabled Services. Regarding the Bound Route 28 streetscape beautification project, Public Service has replaced the top with one of the new streetlight fixtures that was recently damaged by a falling tree in a storm. PS also replaced another of the new street fixtures, which had been demolished by a speeding car in a car accident last month. So thanks to Public Service, the streetscape, the new lighting is back in good order. There is no agenda workshop topic scheduled for this evening, and the executive session this evening will involve discussion of public safety contract negotiations, also the sale of real estate, lot 17 of block 306, which I mentioned earlier, and potential litigation regarding 22 Whitney Drive. That's it.
Okay, I thought for sure you were going to mention that they repaved the ocean over there.
Oh, that's right. We're very happy. Route 28. When we had, I guess it was a
water main break.
Yeah, a water main break last year, and they had to do a rough patch, which was frustrating because they had just repaved that whole area beautifully. But now they've come back, the state has repaved it, and it looks great, and it's smooth. And the police department deserves a round of applause for staying on that on our behalf, as well as Public Works and everyone else. But I really appreciate the police department for really work on it.
Yeah, they gave them kind of short notice.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
So it's looking really good over there. We've got all the lights, we're
Don't jinx it.
And we're getting everything going.
Okay, that it?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to open up for the privilege of the floor. If you have anything to say, step up, give your name and address.
Dave Bolkevich, 240 Hazelwood. Mayor, at the last meeting, I asked about the sewer fee waivers that were on the agenda.
Yes, I do. We did look at, we looked specifically at 9. Basically, these are items that were brought forward, and there's various reasons. Some are sprinklers, some are other uses, and they go through the engineer, who looks at them, reviews them, and if they're appropriate, he signs off on them, and then they're presented and move forward. So, do I know exactly what every single one is? No. There's a certain amount of them are sprinklers, for sure.
Yeah, I would think most of those residential ones are sprinklers.
Well, it's, and the apartment ones too. They also have, some have sprinklers and some have approved uses.
Okay. There were 2 in particular. Well, you had made a comment at the last meeting that some of these might be related to tax appeals. Were they anything related to tax appeals?
No.
No. Okay. You had said that. I guess that was just an assumption you made. There are 2 in particular that I wanted to ask about. One, the amounts seem really large to me. Spray tech, its waiver is like $89,000. Can you say why that?
Spray tech? I don't know that.
It's been reviewed by the engineer. I mean, I think spray tech bill, I don't know off the top of my head, because I don't have to it was adjusted more likely, not waived completely. Spray tech bill probably was originally much higher than.
Well, you might be right, but just the way it's presented on the resolution, it says 89 down to 0 or something like that. That's what makes it sound like it's way too high.
Yeah, and sometimes we places that they recycle the water and they don't put it in the sewer, and that's the cause.
I would think, yeah, the spray tech, that's...
What was the exact dollar amount? Because we'll get in it.
What was the exact what, Jeff?
You said it was 89,000?
555. It's on the resolution.
All right.
Find it. So, I
I'll get you a specific answer for that
Well,
one.
I figured with spray tech, there's probably some type of treatment of the water.
Oh, sure.
It doesn't go back into the sewer. The other one I wanted to ask about was the view for $54,000. It's like, why are they getting that much? That's, and last time, I guess it was not correct, but you were saying it might be related to tax appeals. They have a pilot, so it couldn't have been related.
No, it's not a tax appeal for them. The view?
Why is the view? It's $54,000, almost $55,000 being waived.
All right. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I have to find out. I mean, I know it was approved by the engineer. I have to get an exact answer for you.
Okay.
I had him review the 9 that I saw that were like anything above 10. I wanted to make sure that they were legit.
So the ones that we talked about in the last week that were related to some of these apartment complexes, they were related to sprinkler systems mostly.
Some were sprinklers, some were other items. I mean, I checked with the engineer. Actually, I sent it through to Michael. They came back to me and said, if they went through engineer, that they were approved. If there's specific ones that you want, I'll have to get them for you specifically. I don't know off the top of my head.
No, I think at the last meeting, going into the meeting, I had just looked at the resolution quickly. I had identified 2 apartment complexes. I don't remember which ones they were. But after the meeting, I looked at it, the resolution went further, and that's when I said, I noticed spray tech, and I noticed the view. The spray tech, I know, I went back a year and checked last year. They also got a waiver last year, so most likely, as we were saying, they probably something with water treatment, or it's not all going back into the sewer.
Right.
But with the view,
I'll get you an answer, Dave. I mean, to be quite honest on this, I just have to, I started with the basic, which was, here's 9 that I identified. Can you let me know whether these are legit or not? And, an approximate reason, I didn't go line by line by line. They said they were all legit. Some were for sprinklers, but if you're calling out one specific, I'll get you an answer.
okay, I don't have anything else. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bob Edwards, 243 Hazelwood. A couple questions for you about the property on Union Avenue that is adjacent to the entrance of the Control Park. It was an automotive repair shop run by the Hall brothers. Prior to that, a guy named
Ray or Jiba?
Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray. I know that the borough purchased that property, is that correct?
Yes.
And the fee was $500,000, is that correct?
No.
Can you tell me what it was?
430?
Oh, okay. 430. And I noticed recently that the DPW has put some white lines, white stripes for parking. So now that six spaces are available. So we paid $430,000 for 6 parking spaces? Or is that going to be used for something else?
There is a plan that we're working on right now. As a matter of fact, it's going to go out, to a firm to come up with a master plan for the park. What we didn't want to do, which we didn't want to just get the building and say, oh, we should do this, we should do that, we should do all these different things, spend all kinds of money on it, and then have it not fit into a cohesive plan for what we're planning for the rest of the park. So yes, there is a plan for it eventually to be used for other purposes than just looking like an old gas station. I'll be honest with you, the reason that those 6 stripes are there is because I asked for them to be put there because people were parking all over the place, and I figured at least if we got a remnant of a line there, people will sort of get the idea how to park in there. So until we come up with a finished lot and a plan and everything else, just park here. Don't just park in the middle. Don't park on the side. Just park in these spaces.
So eventually would the lot be cabined over, do you know?
Actually, I wouldn't even venture a guess. It may be macadam. Maybe they're going to turn it into grass. I really don't know until they come back with what their proposals are, to be quite honest.
Mayor, would you like me to say a few words? Where we are in the process right now is the council has basically asked that to take sort of a short-term approach and a long-term approach to that, really blending that, what we call Victor Crowd Park Annex, the lot that's been purchased, into the historic park itself. So what you see right now is you probably noticed, we cleaned up the building, it was repainted, it's being used right now for just minimal storage and that sort of thing. DPW is keeping a good eye on it, so is the police department. And right now, other than cleaning up the site, which is taking care of the greenery, we painted the rusty old guardrail, we took down the oil sign, things like that, just to make it more pleasant looking in the meantime. The long term is something that's underway already. We did an RFP, a request for proposals, for firms that are interested in doing a comprehensive plan for the entire park. And a major part of this plan will be, how do we fold this new piece of land into the historic fabric of Victor Crowd Park? So what you see now is the situation right now. It's a temporary situation. That front area could be all green space, or maybe it could house memorials or paths, or, none of that's been decided yet. And the great news is that this planning process will be very open and the public will be asked to participate in it. So everyone will be able to have a chance to share their vision for Victor Crowd Park and to share their ideas for the highest and best use of this piece of property.
Thank you. I also have a question about remediation. As an automobile repair location for many decades, it's very likely that some carcinogenic materials are beneath the surface of the ground. And depending upon how deep they are, will they be remediated?
Well, the firm that was, part of this request for proposal that we sent out to firms, we wanted to hear from firms that have an environmental background because they're going to be looking at the lake and other parts of the park and the new parcel, the new annex site. I can tell you that when the borough purchased the land, there was a lot of due diligence done to look at the environmental situation. We did background search. We found out that Exxon took out the tanks, I think in the 1970s or 80s, and that sort of thing.
You did phase 1 too, that was the thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's been extensive environmental studies already on the property. So we feel pretty confident that it's fairly clean, we can move forward. And also the good thing is our plan for the park will take that into account as well, if there's any more additional data that needs to be done.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Anybody else get that?
Bob, also bathrooms too, that's something that...
Oh, yeah.
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 That's something that, there are bathrooms there, so that's the plan. There's plumbing there, yes, there are two. They're not ADA compliant, but the plan is to, you know, I don't know if it's to make those two bigger, maybe one big unisex bathroom. Also with they have these automatic locks now, so you can set a timer. So our police department, they don't have to go down there, you know, each and every night and lock. So, but a big part for me, at least for supporting the purchase, was parking, bathrooms. You know, that porta-john back there, we spend $300 a month. Gets knocked over. It's been lit on fire. And the biggest reason for me is to purchase that is, and it's been about a year or less than a year, is we removed the junkyard, which is what I consider raised property. We removed the junkyard from the front entrance of our, you know, oldest park. So.
Yeah, we just...
And it was in a flood zone.
Yeah, we just didn't want to go ahead and just start doing things without having a plan. We've done that in the past in town, and we're trying to get past that. So we've stopped deterioration, you know, so it's secure, it's weather tight, the building's not going to get worse while we have it, and in the meantime, we work on a plan for something that's going to be good for the whole town.
Good. Thank you about that. I have one more item. A few questions about the sampling plant. As we know, it's adjacent to this building, and it's where the Presbyterian Church now resides. And I'm wondering as to what is the current plan about the property.
The current plan?
The landfill.
No, you talking about the church next door? We can't really talk about that
The old
right now.
Well, yeah,
The old landfill, Bob, you're talking about?
No.
Oh, the church.
The church.
Yeah, the sampling
Yeah.
plan is the
Can't talk about
historic name of the property that's
Right.
south of the railroad track. This is the historic name, I guess, this is the municipal landfill track.
Okay.
But, yeah, nothing at this point that we
The
can discuss.
landfill is being mitigated still, so there's still environmental work being done.
Okay. So, based on its history, what sort of cleanup and what sort of money are we talking about taking care of that?
Well, I can say that right now, the federal government, having worked on the sampling plant that we just mentioned, they know that historically, I guess, some of the contaminated soils or whatever materials that had been at the sampling plant at some point in time in the 20th century were deposited in the municipal landfill. So they have a responsibility to mitigate that, and that's what's underway right now.
Oh, okay. Is there a time limit on this?
I think it's going to take as long as it takes.
Yeah,
No, it's
and we're dealing with the federal government. They're moving very slow on a lot of these
They
things.
come and go.
It's a federal project, so it's not being paid for by the municipality.
So they're making a federal case out of it.
Pretty much.
Well said.
The reason I'm asking is because since we don't know what the heck is under the ground here, I just wanted people to know that there are over 30 radioactive isotopes that exist in modern science these days, with a shelf life of sometimes 1,600 years. So we're up against something there, but we don't know what it is yet. And we hope that it's not going to break the bank. Radium, by the way, is 1,600 years. Plutonium is 850 years. So those are any sorts of measurable outcomes of what may occur. I'm concerned that the cost is going to be outrageously prohibitive unless the federal government is brought in to ameliorate the situation.
Well, I know the situation right now is that the municipality has a firm commitment by the federal government that they're going to bear the cost of cleanup of any materials, radioactive materials that were put on the municipal landing site by the federal government. So historically, they were the ones responsible.
Great. Are they taking into consideration the aquifer?
I assume they are, but I'm not a scientist. I'd have to check
I
the
would
files
hope
on
so,
that.
because if you've got an aquifer that, you know...
I think they are, especially if it's next to the Valley Road. I mean, it's also by a waterway.
It's all part of the same
Correct.
aquatic system. So as it flows, so it goes. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Been rolling for 50 years, it's gonna be going for 50 more.
Bruce Sanders, 10 Minutes Avenue. Quick question, may not be a quick question. On trees, we just had an ordinance that's coming up. Have we decided on anything in terms of, I guess my question is, I know there's something about 10 feet from the curb, could be a borough tree, and then there's a right of way. I would assume that's higher up. I looked on the website and I couldn't find anything to, how do I clarify that that's a borough tree or not a borough tree? And find going forward in terms of if you have a 4-inch tree, it's going to be this amount of money to replace. What is the whole story?
Well, the long and the short of it is, and it's pretty complicated, is that it's not 10 feet, it's your whole yard, is what they're looking to move to. That you would need a permit to take down anything other than a dead tree in your own yard. The 10 feet from the curb is that you're referring to in the right of way is the designation for what they deem to be a shade tree, which is in fact a borough-owned tree. So what the state of New Jersey, and we're probably one of the last ones to jump on this bus, has moved forward, and they're requiring, municipalities such as ours to come up with an ordinance and items that we have to address in order to be compliant. And that's where we're rolling along. And there's two schools of thought. There's the school of thought that we want to be as restrictive as possible, and the other thing is what they don't know won't hurt them, but we're going to wind up probably somewhere in the middle at the end of the day because we don't know, But that basically is what it's coming down to.
So it's not going to be defined in the ordinance that's coming up in August?
Well, it's going to be defined as far as a tree that you're going to take down. If it's above a certain size, you're going to have to either replace it on your lot or basically pay to the tree fund to have it replaced elsewhere in town. I believe that's correct.
The only reason I say that because, I have neighbors, and these trees in Middlesex are old, as we know. And, things grow and then they die. And, you look at your taxes, you look at the cost of removing a tree from anywhere from $1,100 to $1,700, and then you're going to add another, whatever it's going to be, to replace a tree that comes down. I mean, if it comes down in your house, it comes down a fence, anything, act of God type of thing. So everybody's looking at the big picture, prices are going up, and, how much can you afford?
And trust me, we're looking at the big picture too, because, there's a certain element that's sitting up here that thinks that there's a little bit of governmental overreach.
Me too.
On your property. I mean, I understand the 10 feet, and I understand the right of way, I get that. But
I don't know if it is 10 feet.
No, each tree is different in each street. It depends on the width of the street.
You'll have DPW actually
And the
go out,
setback.
usually it's Lenny, they'll actually go out and measure it. And it does differ, so keep that in mind, that's only in the front yard. So it could be up to 15 feet.
It's from the center of the road as well.
Yeah, so some roads are narrow, some roads are...
Yeah.
So I know there's a sidewalk
Yeah.
in there, and a lot of the trees in my neighborhood are close
Yes.
to the sidewalk.
In that
Not-
strip, yeah.
No, beyond the strip, on your property, what I consider your property, beyond the sidewalk.
But it does differ all over the borough, the different rights of way.
Yeah.
Based on the streets.
Based on the streets.
Yeah, if you're unsure, if you're unsure, you call in. They'll come and measure
Go
it.
out and look at it, right? The Public Works Department and the Engineering Department go out and measure it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, seeing no one else stepping up, I'd like a motion to close the privilege of the floor.
Motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, Linda, you got 17 to go here.
Okay, we have Resolution 185, 2024, authorizing waived adjusted sewer charges for various properties. Resolution 186, 2024, approval of the 2024 sewer billing waived appeals for various properties. Resolution 195-2024, acceptance of standing reports. Resolution 196, 2024, awarding a contract to Garden State Pavement Solutions to bill and pave the municipal building parking lot in an amount of $209,899.66. Resolution 197, 2024, approving the mayor to execute the MCUA temporary discharge approval application from the pumping services site to the MCUA central treatment plant via the Middlesex wastewater collection system and MCUA Middlesex meter chamber effective August 1, 2024 to July 31, 2025. Resolution 198, 2024, renewal of junkyard licenses for 2024-2025 for the Borough of Middlesex. Resolution 199, 2024, approval to submit a grant application and execute a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Middlesex State Aid application. Resolution 200-2024, Middlesex County Board of Taxation judgment on 2024 tax appeals for Block 242, Lot 16. Resolution 201, 2024, Middlesex County Board of Taxation judgment on 2024 tax appeals for Block 10, Lot 7. Resolution 202, 2024, approval to advance police officer Joseph Ventola to police officer class I at an annual salary of $61,448, effective July 25th, 2024. Resolution 203, 2024, approval to advance police officer Joshua Pham to police officer class H at an annual salary of $69,130, effective July 27th, 2024. Resolution 204-2024, 2024 sewer billing waive appeals for various properties. Resolution 205, 2024, accepting the resignation of Mackenzie Meixner from the Recreation Department effective July 26, 2024. Resolution 206, 2024, waiving construction fees assessed pursuant to Chapter 168 for Edward Reiner of 400 Market Street, 100% disabled Vietnam War veteran. Resolution 207, 2024, approving the purchase of biodegradable leaf bags from Pabco Industries, LLC, in the amount of $13,806. Resolution 208, 2024, authorizing the Borough of Middlesex to enter into the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance Cooperative Pricing Agreement. Resolution 209, 2024, hiring of Desiree Ramirez of Somerset, New Jersey as the Administrative Assistant for the Department of Senior and Disabled Services at an annual rate of $50,000 effective August 13th, 2024, pending a satisfactory physical and background check.
Okay. Do we need to pull any of these?
I would like to pull 186-2024, please, Mr. Mayor.
I'd like to pull 205.
Okay.
196 and 205?
Yeah, 205.
Okay. No, we're good with those.
We're good.
Okay, so for everything except 196 and 205.
Motion.
We need a motion and a second. Okay, any discussion on these? These are the simple ones. All right.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Council President Conahan.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Yes.
Councilman DeCino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty.
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Resolution 196-2024, that is the resolution that we tabled.
Correct.
So I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all right. Wait until we get more details on that,
Okay.
for sure. And roll call, please.
Council President Conahan.
Yes.
Councilman Carnes.
Yes.
Councilman DeCino.
Yes.
Councilman Doty. And
Yes.
Councilman Quinn.
Yes.
Okay, and last but not least, Resolution 205-2024. I need a motion.
A motion.
I have discussion.
Yeah. We have to open for discussion. Is this open for
Okay.
discussion?
Yeah,
When you open after the motion.
yeah, we have to make a
Motion.
motion.
Yep.
Second.
Second,
Okay.
all right. Discussion?
Yeah. I've been on here a year and a half now. This is probably like the fourth person I've seen leave direct. I mean, I hate this to be a stepping stone here. Are we just training and people leave? Is it a money issue? Or is there something going on over there? Because I've seen 2 rec directors leave, and this is the second other person in that department leave.
Right.
It's concerning.
It is. My understanding with this is that she found a better job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can shed a little light on, I can't speak to what's happened in the past, but that same concern has been shared with me. The starting salary that we're offering to this new person is a little higher than than what the position, basically the position had in the past. So I think it's a little more competitive. This is a younger person too who's very anxious to move into this role and to be here for a while. So we may see a change because we're aware of that's been the recent history there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyone else?
So it was money.
It was money and opportunity to do other things.
Yeah.
It's broader range of challenges. So it wasn't, yeah, it was a couple wide person left.
Everybody good?
I'm good.
Roll call, please.
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
All right, non-consent agenda,
We have Resolution 210, 2024, payroll claims.
motion.
Second.
All right,
Council President Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
all right, very good. All right, we have no workshop tonight. The next one will be a resolution for executive session.
Okay, we have Resolution 211, 2024, executive session.
Motion?
Mayor?
Second.
Second. All right, roll call, please.
Councilman Carnahan?
Yes.
Councilman Carnes?
Yes.
Councilman DeCino?
Yes.
Councilman Doty?
Yes.
And Councilman Quinn?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. At this point, we're anticipating, well, there will be no action taken on these items tonight. Our next regular meeting will be on August 27th. For those of you, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to go into executive session.